What's up, boys? It's the Dual Factor once again, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you the deck that I played for the World Celebration this year. The year is 2019, the month is August, and I regret to announce that I did not win it for the second year in a row, but I did take second place. And shoutouts to BLT or Josh Thomas. He actually won our World Celebration event over at Die Hard Games. He played Altergeist, which was actually really interesting to see, considering he was the only Altergeist player there. I played Salamangreat. I was 4-0 through the first 4 rounds, and then me and him played the 5th round, and that's where I took my loss. But like I said, shout out to him for winning it this year. Enough about that. I'll go ahead and show you guys my list. Just to give you a quick overview, I played... what did I play against? I played against some Archfiend deck, the same kid who always plays Archfiend deck. I played against 2 Mirrors, and then I played against Sky Striker, which was Bango HD. I know he was going to play Striker. And then Josh was playing Altergeist. I chose Salamangreat because I thought it was the best choice out of all of them because it had the least amount of hits. And you also had access to 3 Salamangreat Circle. And I just thought like its matchups across the board were really good, especially since combo decks were really kind of neutered and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and get into the list. Oh, we also had 3 Salamangreat Circle to play, so that's why I also decided to play this deck. But enough about that. So, we only have 1 Gazelle, this beautiful 4-legged creature of myth. But, being at 1 hurts, but it's manageable compared to everything else. Plus, you can recycle it, and not every single one of your combos have to resolve around Gazelle. So, there's that. 3 copies of Spinny. I think now that Gazelle's at 1, especially in like the Worlds format, and it's also the same in TCG format, I think it's really important to have it. Because it works really well with Foxy, and I think Foxy is the best card in the deck right now. It does so much for you, so I think you have to play 3 Spinny because of that. Like I was saying, 3 copies of Foxy. This, for me, was the best card all day. It did everything I wanted to do. It was a starter card. It was an additional level 3. It outed floodgates that were really hard for me to play against. Like, there can only be 1. Summon limit. It did out an Imperial Order, and it was able to out my opponent's multi-rolls, which was really, really good. So I think this card is outstanding. I think it's a solid 3 of. The only thing I do regret is I wish I played more Salamangreat cards in the main. Simply because its effect, being able to resolve its effect for revealing top 3 and out of cards, is actually like super crucial. And I don't know, especially after seeing the list that actually won Worlds, I really liked his theory about being able to resolve Foxy as many times as possible. So we might experiment with playing more Salamangreat cards. But enough about that. We played 1 Jaguar, 1 Falco, and then 1 Foul. These 2 as one-ups I think is absolutely correct. I don't think you should play more. I don't think there's an argument to make that Jaguar should be played at 2. Falco was really good for me. It just always gave me a way to play, especially if I got hand-trapped. And then Foul, to me, was the worst card in the deck. Honestly, I just played it just because it was a solid... I thought it was a solid extender, and it's easier to make the Dweller play, but it's after playing it, it's not necessary. I don't think I'd play it in TCG format either, but like I said, that was the lineup I played. And then the honorary Salamangreat card that never resolves is Lady Debug. I don't care what anyone says, it's never going to resolve, so we just might as well not count it as a Gazelle. Another reason I played this deck, because it can play the most diverse hand traps. So I played 3 copies of Fantastical Dragon, Phantasma in the main. I thought Salamangreat and Striker were the best decks, so I thought this was one of the better hand traps to play against those decks. It's an auto win against Striker, honestly, because the biggest thing is them targeting, and that just stops that. Worlds format only has 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. This card was okay. It was just the most generic one to play, so that's why I played it, if we're being completely honest. And then 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Me and Bingo we were talking about this card, and like, we both had the same thoughts on it. Like, it's either super high impact or it does absolutely nothing in your deck. But the times I saw it, it was like really good. Like, just sniping multi-rolls are really good. And then I found some of the best cards that you can hit in the Salamangreat mirror game 1 when you have this is if you hit Gazelle, because a lot of it, even though you only have 1 Gazelle, a lot of the plays resolve around Gazelle. Usually it's enough to end their turn because they don't have the Banelinks engraved at that point unless they had to open the weird play where you Sanctuary a Banelinks away for another Banelinks and so on and so forth. But its performance was okay, so we'll go with it. And that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. I played 3 copies of Signet Mining. Another reason to play this deck, because you still have essentially another 3 copies of Rhoda for Gazelle. This getting Ash really, really hurts, but you have so many ways to bait and hook and ash before you activate this card, that it's not at that big of a hindrance. Plus, if this resolves, like if you have Spinny in hand and he gets out, like that's just game, bro. It's always game. Something I'm gonna miss playing a lot is the Worlds format list had 3 copies of Salamangreat Circle, and we only have one in the TCG format now, and that's tough, bro. Like that's really, really tough. But I can see why this card's at 1. This card's insane. You just generate so much advantage, especially since you're just recycling it every turn with Falco, Sunlight Wolf, so on and so forth. Like, it's insane. And then for the one-ofs, for the Salamangreat spells, well, the Salamangreat and Sanctuary, I would never play more than 1 Sanctuary. I see people make the argument to play 2, but I just don't think it's necessary. And Will of Salamangreat, I don't even know if I want to play this card, honestly. Like, it was cool, but, like, I don't know, a lot of times it just clogged up your hands, so I don't know on it, but we'll see. And then since it was Worlds format and I thought decks like Striker and Salamangreat were going to be the best ones, I wanted to max out on copies of Called by the Grave. You want to see your plays resolve, or like it's really tough. Like it's tough to play from behind, and even if it's not necessary and your opponent didn't have a hand trap, it acts as a pseudo trap card, being able to disrupt your opponent during their turn when they're trying to combo off and break your board. So I thought this card was really cool. And then going with that same theory, since I thought Striker and them would be more represented, I wanted to play 3 copies of Twin Twister in my main. Just being able to clear off problem cards so your plays go through are really, really important. And being able to blast away floodgates, because like Bingo's main deck and there can only be one. And if I would have solved this card, it would have been really good in that situation, but I didn't see it that game 1. But like I said, you want to be able to play, so that's why I maxed out on those cards. And then on to the trap cards. This is something that I was a firm believer in. Just 1 Roar and 1 Rage. A lot of your combos, you're still searching this by sending it off Gazelle. But after seeing the Worlds list that one that was playing 3 Roar, I don't remember if he's playing multiple Rage or not. But hard drawing it or like revealing it off of Foxy is just like insane, because now your Gazelle can go and get other cards like Jaguar or Falco, and your rank 4 plays become more live. So I think I might experiment in TCG format, playing multiple copies of these and making my Foxy more live, but we'll see how that goes. The other hand trap I played my main was Impermanence. This does conflict with Fantastical Dragon Phantasmia, I will admit that, but there was a lot of games where I drew this, and like it was just game breaking when you just Impermanence them on their turn, especially in a more simplified format. I didn't think it was very good against Striker, but I thought it was really good in the mirror, so that's why I played 3 of it. And then on to the rest of the trap cards. Judgment's at 1 in the Worlds format, but it's at 3 in TCG format. But I only resolved this card once, and it was in the mirror to stop a Roar, and it was game when I resolved it, so that was cool. And then 2 copies of Strike. This card was honestly really good for me. There's not much to say about it. Like it stops a lot of cards going first, second, all that fun stuff. But that was my main deck. 40 cards as always. On to the extra, shout out to my boy. Oh, also we have this really cool field center that we got too. I actually like this one a lot better than I liked last year's. I just like the color scheme. I like the monster better too. But onto the side, but the extra deck. We did play Violet Chimera. I'm not playing Fusion of Fire, but I am playing Super Poly, and I wanted this for the mirror. Looking back at it, Super Poly honestly wasn't that great for me, so that might change, but we'll see how it goes. I'm still a firm believer that you should only play 1 Mirage Stalio. I don't think 2 is necessary. I think just like Cameron Neal said more, it's like Training Wheels playing 2. But I could be wrong. 3 copies of Banelinks. I think that's still mandatory. 3 copies of Sunlight Wolf. There's definitely no question here. 2 copies of Heatleo. I chose to play Dweller as my rank 4. I just thought it was the best generic card to play. Looking back, you could probably play Baguska, but for now, we're still playing Dweller. Update Jammer, because I am playing Transcode, and I summon this at least once a match, and that's how you killed your opponent. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and then I also played 1 copy of Borla Dragon. I played this over Avermax. I don't regret my decision at all. This card was really good for me. And then on to my side, 2 copies of Crow. This card was insane. Not much to say on that one. 1 Scythe, because I did play Sanctum. 2 copies of Super Poly. 3 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance for Striker and Imperial Order. The 3 copies of Aforementioned Artifact Sanctum. And the best card was Evenly Matched, because there was really no way to stop this. But that was my Salamangreat deck profile for my second place performance at our World Celebration events. Don't forget to check out the X2 Drop podcast if you haven't already. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.